Before I Wake is one of those movies that gets finished and then, for whatever reason, takes forever to get released, which to me is weird because it has an Academy Award-winning actress as co-star. Even though Jacob Tremblay to me is like the new Haley Joel Osment, this movie is just a stream it, which is perfect since it's already on Netflix. Let me explain. We follow Cody, who's a little boy that's been going from foster parents to foster parents, but he has a gift that only appears when he's sleeping. But that gift can also turn into a nightmare, which brings about these magical butterflies and instead turns them into freaking Slenderman. His newest foster father is getting sick of this little boy and all of his nightmare-ish things that keep appearing, so he decides to come into his room with a Glock ready to kill Damien, but regrets it last minute. And they lock him up in Arkham. Forward to a couple whose kid went rub-a-dub drown in the bathtub and have been trying really hard to cope with their loss. So they decide to buy another kid. They bring Cody home and this social worker doesn't even give them a warning, doesn't notify them that there have been literal people who have gone missing when they try taking care of this kid. She doesn't show them the Carfax on this child, which would have been a nice thing to know, but he joins their family and he starts staring at a portrait of the old kid the same way Buzz would stare at Woody. Everything seems to be going fine until the mom tries to tuck him into bed and he mentions that he doesn't like sleeping because he's afraid of the Cankerman. The Cankerman. If you don't get it by the spelling, I guess that's why you're watching this video. He knocks out and all of a sudden these Butterfrees appear and the parents think it's really cool until holy smokes, so does their child. Now I'm gonna say this, if my dead kid appears out of nowhere, I'm gonna have to punt him. Like, you can't just be accepting demons into your house because they pretend to be your loved ones. I'm gonna have to give my future kid an activation code to distinguish him from any clones that try to take his place. Anyways, Cody wakes up, which means that these manifestations are really just a part of his dreams, and that kid appeared exactly like he did on the portrait, couldn't speak or anything, because that's the only time that Cody has ever seen him. The mom picks up on this like a Harvard graduate and gets to work. She starts posting up more pictures of her original kid all over the place. She shows Cody home videos of the kid, and the next time that Cody knocks out, those Navi butterflies appear, and she gets parental access to her child. Here's the thing though, Cody ain't dumb. He starts picking up on the fact that he's getting used and starts having these nightmares again in where the Cankerman actually appears in real life. So now there's a struggle between the mom forcing the kid to knock out and this kid pulling a Nightmare on Elm Street, literally popping sugar packets like Speed so he can stay up. Eventually, he comes across a bully at school who he's trying to avoid at recess, but since this dude's been getting no sleep, he knocks out like I did in high school, leaving Logan Paul Jr. over here to come in and try to do his shenanigans. Luckily, the Cankerman appears like Death Note and consumes this kid like a Hollywood executive. Whole town's now freaking out because there's a missing kid, which causes Cody himself to freak out when the police come by and he asks his parents,
"How did Sean die?"
What?
Not that good of an actor now, huh, Tremblay? Obviously, this kid definitely wants to avoid sleep, so he starts jacking the coffee. He's drinking it without even French pressing it. However, his foster mom starts treating him like Slim Shady and slipping Ambien pills to him. That means that this kid is out cold, so when the Cankerman appears to attack the parents and goes from really bad PlayStation 2 graphics to looking like those putty minions from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, they can't do anything to stop it. And look at this frame right here. I know Sir Tremblay is expensive, but dude, that budget. Skeletor ends up eating the dad and pimp smacks the mom. She knocks out, she wakes up, husband is gone, the kid gets repossessed and taken away because they claim that the mom was feeding him pills that, well, the doctor subscribed, and even later on they end up giving him pills, but either way it leaves the audience with one of the biggest questions in the movie. How does this woman not have bags under her eyes? Like, she's a nurse, so you know she's working mad hours. She's staying up late so she can talk to her dead son. She's a full-on mother as well. How does she not look like she's about to fly southwest? That's how you know this movie is fiction. Anyways, mom goes on her quest for answers and she solves the entire case. You see, the thing is, Cody was born to a single mother who noticed that Cody had a gift. As he got older, those mutant powers that he had would develop more and more, but his mom's health got worse and worse. She ends up dying of cancer, which he as a kid thought was pronounced canker. So the last time that he ends up seeing his mom is her completely drained, and that ends up being the image that gets engraved in his mind and what he attaches to what would become the canker monster. As he went from foster home to foster home, his powers would continue to develop, causing him to have these nightmares whenever things were going wrong or not the way that he wanted him to. So if he had a foster mom who got sick and it reminded him of his dying mother, those nightmares would then happen again, which would release the canker monster and ends up eating that mom. That then causes the dad to go crazy because every night the kid would dream variations of that mom, and it ends up being like a mannequin. It looks like a mail-order bride. So obviously that's when you get the beginning where the dude comes in with a Glock and ends up in an asylum. With all this info, the main actress then goes to the foster institution, which he's taken over in his sleep. He's got everyone cooped up in cocoons since, his powers are growing, and it keeps with the whole butterfly theme. The mom has to encounter her child drowning on repeat and learn to move on, and then she confronts the monster by showing the mom's original Build-A-Bear butterfly, giving the monster a hug, and then sharing a Pepsi. Cody's inner demons have been conquered by someone who finally truly loves him, and even though I don't think it's legal, she takes the kid home, and the social worker just looks at them and she lets it happen. She tells him a bedtime story about how his powers will grow as he matures, how she'll never leave him, and how every missing person he hurt can come back if he just dreams it. Except for her husband. Like, she straight up asked for everyone to come back to the real world, and she's just like, I wish him a good afterlife. Thank you guys for checking out this video. As always, let me know your thoughts down below. This is one of those movies that's very interesting. Like, it's going the route of the Babadook, but unlike the Babadook, there's a lot of, things with the budget that didn't really help out, and instead of leaving it to the imagination, they show you things for the jump scares. I think the director's very competent at doing things. I love Jacob Tremblay, but other than that, I think it's just worth watching on Netflix, which is exactly where it is. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know any other movies you want me to cover, and until next time, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will send you one of those magical butterflies.